What is up, everyone? This is Coach Austin here, coming to you in hyper strength and conditioning here in San Jose, California. Don't worry, still practicing social distancing. Just got to check up at my gym, collect the bills, pay the bills. That's fun. Because the landlord's like right next door. But long story short, since I want to make it very seldom, since we got to make our trips count. I'm basically going to film a ton of stuff today in the gym, and then not be back here again for the duration of the shelter, and as long as I can, because you know, as a small business owner, you can't leave your baby alone. But today we're going to be talking about, do altitude masks work? Do they help you breathe more efficiently? Does it help elevate oxygen intake efficiency in your body? Does it? Since everyone's wearing a mask, literally I'm wearing this as I go out, because this is the only type of mask I have. I don't have no N95 mask, all that stuff. I mean, it's hard to find those. I'm literally just disinfected this and wearing this as when I go out. I just went to the bank, and it was weird. I literally went to the bank like this.
Straight up like this, and I was like, hi, I like to get a cashier's check. It's like, what the?
And it was so normal. It was so normal. It was so weird because everyone else was wearing a mask. I went in there feeling like an idiot. But I apologize because I actually don't even know the name of this brand. It says Elevation Training Mask. Okay, I apologize. I'll find out the name and I'll label it. I think it's SK Training. Oh, mask training mask. I don't know. Long story short, and the way I got this was I got this from the Raiders. Be straight up. So I disinfected it, washed it, disinfected it, the whole thing, used it. But with this whole talk about masks, does it really work? Quick answer. If you watch this far, quick answer. It depends. No, there's very minimal research, ladies and gents. There's very minimal research. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I mean, if you're just straight up here looking for the answer, as a strength coach, being in this industry for over a decade and training at all the levels and reading all the research and all that fun stuff, because we're always trying to, the longer you're in any type of industry, any type of profession, the longer you're in, the more you learn, the more you start, it's like, it's all just back to the basic science of it all. And I mean, to each their own, but very marginal at best to improve the oxygen uptake efficiency, to increase the hemoglobin in your body. I don't even think it does that, but it claims that it does that. There's only a few studies saying that it helps, and then there's other studies that are refuting it, to be straight up. So if you're ever thinking about buying it and you're like, does it really work? It doesn't. Like, this is what it's gonna do for you. This is what it's gonna do. It's gonna help develop your breathing muscles. All right, the intercostals, the ability to expand the diaphragm, the ability to expand the rib cage, because the way this works is like this mask works is like you tighten. You see that? Like it opens up, and then it tightens. All right, it opens up and tightens, and that's how much air you can like breathe in. So it's
like I really have to breathe. And then if you open it up,
and the whole reason they do that is because, first of all, it gives resistance, like as far as like a resistance as your breathing muscles to force in, out, to suck air in. You actually have to you consciously have to think about breathing in and breathing out, and that covers your nose and your mouth. So you're just like, but it gives you, it's supposed to get you in a state of hypoxia. All right, now the state of hypoxia means lack of oxygen, hypo, oxygen, hypoxia. So it's like a lack of oxygen in your body that's supposed to demand some type of stress and adaptation, so you're able to train with less oxygen and all that stuff. But the rule of thumb is when you're training performance athletes, and we're talking about performance athletes, ladies and gentlemen, like the elite top 1 of the 1% who go to the Olympics, that's when you're gonna see marginal benefit. That's why they do it. But because the media likes to like record all this shit, like, wow, look at what they're doing. Of course, the general public's like, oh my God, I need an altitude mask, because that's the winning edge. It's like, hold up, time out. You're going to need to develop the mastery of skill, the mastery of all the skill levels that these elite athletes have went through. They've mastered their craft. All right, and now, because they're at that elite point, they just need a little bit, because they're like, these world records are decided by 0.01 seconds or 0.1 or whatever, but the margins are so small that they just need that little benefit. So if this is gonna help just get 0.1 better, 0.0001 second better, of course they're gonna invest in this. They're gonna try it out. They're gonna do it. Their coaches are gonna do it too. It's like, well, fuck it, because at that point, as a performance coach, you've done everything. And it's a different level when you're coaching at that area. It's not even about getting stronger or faster, because they're already stronger and faster. It's about lasting. It's about, getting to that, it's staying in the game. Okay, it goes from a finite game, if you guys follow Simon Sinek, it goes from a finite game where you're always like winning, trying to get stronger, faster, beat everyone. Well, you've beaten everyone to get to the top, and you're gonna compete with the other top 1% echelon. But when you get to that top area, like the small pool of elite performance athletes, it's all about who can last there the longest. It's all about, like, now it turns into an infinite game. How long can you keep playing that game at that highest level? If you notice, the people that we recognize, the people that we adore in such a high level, they're in the game for a while. Look at Tom Brady. Look at T. Brady. He's going to the Bucks. But look at how long he's been playing. Look at LeBron. Look at look at Serena Williams. Like, look at all these elite athletes that have lasted throughout the years. Kobe, rest in peace. But like, that's just how, like, I'm naming a lot of basketball players. But the long story short, that becomes an infinite game. And now we're looking at, like, how do we get this to our side? Because, and that's the thing. So I don't know if I went off on a tangent, I probably did, but it's supposed to put you in a state of hypoxia, and then you're supposed to get better at it and adapt it and be more efficient. It's very marginal. If anything, it's gonna make your muscles stronger, your breathing muscles stronger, but doesn't necessarily mean you could operate and perform better with a little bit of oxygen, because what really happens is the capillaries in your body is where the magic happens when you're most efficient using oxygen. There's the hemoglobin. The hemoglobin cells are in the bloodstream, and this doesn't the more hemoglobin you have, the more oxygen, the easier it is for you to take oxygen from your surroundings. Really simply put. Okay, I'm not gonna do super into detail, but basically, if I'm at sea level, we breathe normally. The higher we go, the thinner the oxygen is, right? But the more hemoglobin you have, you can adapt to a higher altitude with less oxygen, because guess what? You're more efficient because you have more hemoglobin in your body, in your cells, in your blood cells, to take in the oxygen and transport the oxygen into your body where it's needed. All right, the hemoglobin grabs the oxygen, even in a high altitude where there's very minimal oxygen remaining. It's like you have so much hemoglobin, it's like grabbing all of it, boom. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm good. But you can't get that by just doing this every fucking day, because the changes you see when you have increase in hemoglobin is when individuals live in a high altitude. And I know there's a specific hour amount, but it's you have to live there for like several days for your body to even acclimate and produce that much hemoglobin. I mean, that's why athletes, they have to arrive, like when they play in Colorado, they have to arrive several days before to have their bodies acclimate. I hope they do. I think they do. I'm pretty sure they do. But it's really fun. The advantage is that's why the Olympic Training Center, when it was open, I don't think it's open anymore. But when it was there, it was in Colorado, because when you have athletes training and living at a high altitude, then you're developing more hemoglobin. So when you travel down to sea level and you compete, you have all this. The air is normal. It's not as thin, but you have all this hemoglobin, and you have to kind of act fast because your body's an efficient thing. So if it doesn't need hemoglobin anymore, it's gonna be like, we don't need to produce this much because we're at sea level. So there's like a sweet spot that you have to travel. But you live, the caveat is when you train, you live high, like not high, but you live at a high altitude and you train low. Live high, train low. Okay, I'm talking about cannabis or weed. Or all that, all that fun stuff. But I mean, but long story short, you live high, you train low. That's the thing. You can't, but with this thing, it's like, I'm gonna train low so I can live, but you're like, I'm gonna train low, live low, but I'm gonna perform high. It's like, that's not how it works. So, I hope that helps. Now, do you still wanna try it out? Go ahead, try it out. It's not like I'm not saying like, if you're just curious, because everyone's curious, try it. It's a crazy workout, I'll tell you that much. If you're just like bored and you want like a new type of workout that you try it. Try doing a workout with it. It's pretty insane. It's like you're gonna catch your breath and all that fun stuff. If you just want, you're curious. I was curious. I was very curious. I just wanted to try it out. I did like some demo videos. I did a stupid like toilet paper working out video. I made some stupid videos with this. But it does get you kind of winded. Marginal performance, but the key is it's always about consistency, right? And behavioral and making sure that you just have fun with your workouts. So if you just want to have fun and just like add something kind of new to your workout, try it. Just try it, because if you don't take it too far, it's just a crazy experience. It's like, oh man, I'm out of breath, and then you can like take it off and finish the rest of your workout, and your breathing will be a little bit more, like your breathing muscles may be more efficient, but I don't know about the efficiency of processing oxygen and all that stuff. But again, if you just want to give it a try, because I know a lot of fighters love you doing this, will it help with a fight? To me, for an athlete, if they feel like they get better with it, like they truly feel like, oh coach, I like it, this is good, I feel better, I'm gonna let them do it, because it's a lot of mental game here, guys, ladies and gents and everyone. Like it's a lot of mental. So if you feel like you call it placebo effect all you want, but when it comes to competing, I want that athlete to be 120% confident. Because when that athlete's 120% confident in their ability, and they go, yeah, I did my altitude mass, I did this, I did that, I did sauna, da-da-da. And I don't know why my athletes have accents, I'm sorry. If they perform well, why not? Even if it's like a marginal thing. But there's purists out there like, well, it doesn't work, so I'm not gonna include it in my program. Well, that's cool too. But I hope this sheds a little bit of light on altitude mass. I hope this helps. I'm not sponsored in any way of selling altitude mass. Trust me. And it makes you wonder, like, if Scorpion, Reptile, and Sub-Zero and all that stuff, I think it just looks cool. But yeah, so that's my 2 cents as a strength coach and my performance in training with altitude mass, if you ever guys were curious. This is Coach Austin with Hyper Strength and Conditioning, where we nerd out and work out. And we will see you guys later. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll get through this together. Take it easy, guys, ladies, everyone. Bye.